Today I'd like to talk about using the pen tool. Pen tool is a tool that will allow you to create very precise selections. It's used for other things as well, besides just turning your path into marching ants so you have a very precise selection, but we're going to, as photographers, we're just going to deal with it for that purpose. The pen tool is this guy right down here. It looks like a fountain pen, and if I click and hold on that, you'll see that there are a number of sub-menus in here, or options for us, and we have the pen tool, we have the freeform pen tool. I don't use that, so I'm not going to be demoing it. We have the add anchor point tool, the delete anchor point tool, and the convert point tool. These will all become very, very, very clear to you later on. The other tools that you will want to use with the path or the pen tool is the path selection tool and the direct selection tool. So we'll come into those a little bit later on. Now, before we go into how to use the tool and all that stuff, I just want to give you an idea, an example of what this tool is all about, why you use it and all that kind of stuff. So let's say I wanted to make a selection around the apples and the bowl, and I want to jump that onto a new selection. Sure, you could go ahead and use any of the other selection tools, but I've chosen this because of its simplicity in shape, which will allow us to practice and learn how to use the pen tool. Now, in this one, I've already created the path, so I'm going to go and I'm going to activate that path, and I have to go over to the Layers and Channels and Paths panel. Click on the path, and then you can see that I have, on the Paths panel, I have a path here, which is called Apples and Dish. If I click to select it, you can see the outline is just around there a little bit like that. All right, what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to come back over here, and I'm going to come over here and grab the path selection tool. I'm going to click on the path. Well, that's the direct selection tool, so let's grab the other guy. And now I have the path selected in my document, and we're going to see all these little squares. These are known as anchor points. So the idea here is to make a path, outline your subject, creating that path, and then as photographers, our next thing that we're going to want to do is turn this into an active selection so that we can either manipulate what's inside the selection or what's outside the selection. I'm going to go back over to my Paths panel with my path as my active component. I don't think I had to actually go and load it up like this, but I wanted you to see what it looks like. I'm going to come to the flyout menu up here, and I'm going to choose to make a selection. In here we have the rendering options and operations and anti-aliasing, and I believe that we should have some kind of a feather value associated with our selections, so I'm going to put in a 0.3. And operation, the only option we have right now is to create a new selection. There you go. There's the marching ants. If I go back over to my layers panel, now what I can do is throw this up onto a new layer by doing the typical edit copy, edit paste, Command C, Command V, or Command J just to jump the contents inside the marching ants to a new layer. Then I can come over here and turn this layer off, fill it with something, go to town and have a riot and all that kind of stuff. So what I could do just very easily is grab the gradient tool, come up over here and click on this, choose a gradient. I think I'm just going to grab this guy here, click OK on that with the gradient tool, click, hold, and drag, and I have now put a new background with the apples and all that kind of stuff. That is the idea of doing things with the pen tool.